Wrong. It is thou shalt not murder. The word
I thought you
kill.
were talking about, like,
no,
the
in the
other-
Ten
okay.
Commandments. Is it thou shalt not murder or thou shalt
not kill?
No, it's thou
Is
shalt not
what-
murder.
okay,
is a
well,
is a
that's what it is.
completely different Hebrew word.
Well, if you
See,
want to talk about Hebrew words,
No,
do you
hold
believe
on a second.
in the breath of life rather than soul?
Hold on a second. First of all, it says repeatedly that I knew you before you were in the womb. Christ jumped
Correct.
in Mary's belly when it was next to John the Baptist in Luke 1. You're going in many different directions, but nowhere where in Christianity, in any of the 66 books of the Bible, please tell me, does it forbid taking a life when another person kills? Where does it forbid that?
Thou shalt not cast stone if you haven't sinned.
Okay, again, that actually it doesn't say that when it comes to murder. First of all, that was.
But you haven't really had that moment. I mean,
in John 8, what it was talking about, we were talking about was when Jesus interceded with the Pharisees.
Yeah.
That were trying to issue the death penalty against the prostitute.
Yes.
Said to the individual, "Let the first among you without sin cast the
Right.
first stone." At the end of John 8, he says what? He says, "And then go forward and sin no more." That is still not a prohibition on the government itself issuing the death penalty, and that is not a life taking a life.
Well, why would he stop them from doing it?
Well, because she didn't take a life. First of all, what he was doing is interceding with mercy because he's God and not us.
I don't necessarily
Doing a
I don't
certain
necessarily
teaching.
agree with
However,
that
it's very
statement, though.
important, though. Isn't it insulting to the person who is killed to allow the person who killed them to keep on living? Basically, what you're saying is that the person who killed them's
I
life
genuinely do
is
not
more
think that
important.
Jesus Christ, if he was here now in today's era, he would be like, yeah, kill the person.
Okay, no,
who
this is
killed
interesting.
person.
Let me ask you 3 questions. Is Jesus God?
Jesus is God.
But then God told us for a life for a life.
What do you mean?
Okay, you believe in the Trinity. Everything
Holy
God said,
Trinity.
Jesus said, everything the Spirit said, Jesus said. It's
Correct.
all one
Yeah, it's
God,
always
right?
God, correct.
So God said repeatedly, if there is a life taken, you shall take a life. It says it in Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy.